Exodus by M.R. Forbes, non-spoiler review. Hello, welcome to my channel, Unity151. My name's Joe. I'm here to talk about sci-fi, military sci-fi and space opera books and audiobooks I listen to. If this sounds interesting to you, please like, comment, subscribe, I appreciate it. This is a non-spoiler review. I am talking about Exodus by M.R. Forbes. First off, there it is, right there, so I don't have to hold it no more. That's it, it's made my life easier now. I liked it, straight off the bat. I think you should read it. Probably best to do it on ebook, it's cheaper. It was quite expensive to buy in paperback. That's the only thing that's holding me back from getting the next one, which is Exodus, which is next to that one there now. But get it, ebook it, or wait for it to come out in audiobook, but get it, it was really good. The characters that you have your point of view on, they were polar opposite from each other, so like they worked well against each other and with each other, which was nice. You didn't have a massive pool of characters. There's sufficient enough, but not a huge pool of characters, so it was I felt like the main characters, from what little you had of, I'm not saying little that had of them, but the little that you had of them, basically, I was immersed in them. I liked everything. That was really good. They had their little dramas, as everything, and everyone has their dramas, but it wasn't like a negative drama fest. Like the little frictions they had was all for the best of what was going on with, I don't know, I'm holding this, the ship. Everything worked out. You know, so all the drama and stuff was good. And everything, I'll get to it. I'm going to cover pretty much everything non-spoiler as I can. You learn a little about their pasts. Their pasts don't affect the story. There's one instance where something to do with one of their pasts has something to do with something on the ship, but it's not. Their pasts don't make a difference. Like, it's a clean slate, so you don't have to be like, oh, I want to know more about their past to know what's going on with the future and what they're doing. Like, it was quite, for me, very cut and simple. I knew who they was, I knew their roles. Everyone sort of knew their roles, and everything was really good. It was very tight. The story was very tight, I felt, very in line, and it was just good. It was good, the characters and the way they developed with each other, and you've got some who knew more than others, and some were learning, despite their like a high stature with other characters, where their roles and rank and stuff, they still had learning to do, and it was different. It was quite nice. I like that. Usually, when military and people like that involved, it's very they know, they're quite like, I know this is this, and you did have that with some, and others you didn't, even though it explains why they didn't, and it was quite refreshing in a way, sort of like, I don't know, you have to read it to see, but it was good. I did like that. There was a little bit that I said had to do with someone's past. It's not actually their past that had to do with it, but it was something to do with the past. I can't go into it without telling you, but it was rough. It was very rough. What was brought up and what happened and stuff. So there were quite a few rough, hard sort of bits that popped up. It was good. It was good. It was a bit. Some of them were quite deep, but it was good. I enjoyed it. It did make you think a bit, really. They had to make a hard decision. It was very. Someone didn't want to do something, and other people decided to do something, and it was like it was a choice originally, but then they made it a non-choice because they were going to do it, and they needed more people to do something, and someone didn't want to do it, and it was a bit of a rough decision regarding what they decided to do with someone, and it kind of like, I understood why they did the decision they planned to do, but at the same time you're kind of like, is that really right? Is it fair? But then is it fair for these other people? It was very it was hard. Like you're reading it, you're like, oh, I felt like I didn't know what to do. You know, like, would I do that? Wouldn't I do it? Is it fair? Is it fair on that person? But then what about the other people? And I found that, like, as the story was going on, they sort of resolved it, sort of finished, whatever happened, they sort of finished to a degree. And then you go on to the next, I think it's like the next chapter or next page, and something else was going on. And I'm still reading it, and I'm like, no, I'm still thinking about, no, what's going on? Like, you know. So that was really good. It did make me feel what would have been the right course to take. And in some ways they was right, in some ways they wasn't. You know, did it work out for them, didn't it? Who knows? I mean, like, I don't know yet. It could, I think, yeah, I don't know. Without saying too much, you know, it was a very, Forbes did a very good job regarding making me question, was it right what they'd done? Would I do that? There was never a perfect what you could do in that situation, because it will conflict with the people who did make another decision. So it was good. It was really good. It was very, yeah, I kept thinking about it, and even when I went to bed that night, I was sort of thinking a bit, oh, would I have done that? Wouldn't I have done that? So that was good. I like that. The fighting and the action was good. I liked it. I'll give it a thumbs up. Detailed. I knew what was going on. I was never lost. Sometimes, like, if I'm reading, I go back and have to reread just to sort of like take the information back in. And if I'm reading on an audio or listening on an audio book, sometimes it's stuff just goes straight over my head. And I'm like, oh, I have to go back 30 seconds. But it was good. I was always on it, and I was really like, line as it was going. Everything was nice. It was really good. It was always fresh. I found it was always fresh, which was nice. I can't go into details, but like, it was always different. It was never like, say it was like something else. Something happened, and then something happens again, and something happens again, something happens again, and it gets repetitive. This wasn't. It was different. Every single one was different scenario, you could say. So, yeah, that was good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was gripping. It was nice. Questions. I've got questions up to here. I've got so many questions. It wasn't action from start to finish. It was sort of a bit of a build-up. Then you had like the action. There's sort of, even with the action bit going on, it was spaced out quite nice. There was a bit of mystery. Well, I felt it was mystery anyway, and like, I had questions as it was going on. I had questions, and then other stuff led on as a bit of deception went on, which was quite nice. Then it sort of slowed down a bit, then it sped up, slowed down, sped up. It was nice overall. Up down, like stocks. A little bit of suspension, nothing crazy. Mysteries, as I said, like, each action scene was different. Every one I had different questions for. Try not to go into too much detail. So I had different questions, and there was like a mystery to each one. Or I felt like it was, you know, it was a bit mysterious. Like, I wanted to know what happened over here. I wanted to know that, and then when it was this time, when it was that time, it was just three or four different things, and every time I had questions about that. Then there's questions about that, questions about that. It was all different, and it was good. I want to know more. Even I was happy how it started and finished. I want to know more. There's one character. We're going to call this character Dave. Might be male, might be female. We're going to call it Dave. Dave made bad decisions. Dave's intentions were good. In some ways, you supported Dave's goals. You wanted Dave to achieve the goals. But Dave really went about the wrong way of doing this. Dave did and didn't achieve their goals, risking people's lives. As nice of a character as Dave was, you did want to punch this said Dave person in the head. As a reader, I was like, why are you doing that, Dave? It's like, some of the characters supported Dave, some characters didn't support Dave. And I'm like, I support you, Dave, but you're doing things that you're doing them not in a good way. Now, I understand why this other character is annoyed of you. I understand why this character wants to do this, and this. Dave, you're not approaching this situation very well. Dave is supposed to be a very smart person, but Dave doesn't really know what to do. It was good. It was really good. It was really annoying, but it was good in an annoying way, if you know what I mean. Dave did at the end understand the wrongs that Dave did. I keep saying Dave. I think from now on, any time I've got to talk about if it's a male or female or certain name, they call it Dave or something like that. I had a duck called Dave, which was anyway. For me, how it started and ended as a book, I'm happy. I'm happy how it ended. I feel like the book's arc was good. The story arc's much bigger, but the book arc was good. They achieved what the goal was, which was set out from the beginning-ish. I'm happy with that. Now, I have loads of questions. There are lots and lots of questions. I think there's definitely 2 more books, but I did see on his Facebook that there are going to be, might be 3 more books, so 4 books in total. The next book is called Emerge. The next book's called Emerge. I've read the synopsis on the back. I know what it's about. It's a bit, it's tied in, but it's different to this, which is quite interesting. As I said, I'm happy with how it started and finished. Questions, I've got loads of questions, like I said, about the few different battles they had. I've got questions about everything that happened in the battles regarding what they're battling and stuff and stuff along them lines. I'm really interested. I'm invested in it. I do want the other book. I would definitely read this again. I think it's worth reading again. As I said, as a book, it achieves its goal. I feel like it achieves the goal, and I like it, so I will read it again, possibly. As I said in another video, I don't always read my books again. Very rarely. One, I've got so many books I need to read. I don't reread them, but I think I would reread this. It was good. I liked it. It was just a nice book. I was on it. I think it took me on and off nearly 2 weeks, week and a half maybe. I'm not a fast reader. On top of that, I've got kids and all that stuff along, so I can't always read, even though quarantine and stuff still don't mean I get time to always read. But it was good, and I would read it again. I advise people to read it again. Read it, not again. Read it, buy it, whatever you're going to do. Now, I have a few negatives that I'm going to talk about. The one negative is the price. $18.99 for this book. It is not a hardback. Now, I don't usually buy books as they first roll off the shelf. I buy the series. It's like I start a series, do this, and I've got loads of books, but I don't always buy them second hand. I do buy them new, but they're not usually $18.99 for a paperback. Now, I maybe just don't buy new books as they come off. Maybe that's the price they cost and they go down in time, or it's just really expensive. For $18.99, it's a bit steep. I feel it's a bit steep. Now, it's a thick book. I think it's got 458 pages. I mean, it's not like the thickest book in the world, but I do feel that's quite expensive for what it is. So if you're going to get it, I would probably say ebook, or wait for it to come out in audio. I don't like ebooks, so I got a choice between audio or paperback. I prefer paperback over audio, so stuffed really. I will get the next one. It's just waiting, but I'll probably break and buy it anyway. So I get a bit weak sometimes, like, oh, should I buy it? No. Then I end up putting it in my basket. Like, no, I'm not going to buy it yet. I'm going to take it out and saved. And I take it out and I put other books in there. And then sometimes I just think, click and buy them all. I'm bad. I'm really bad like that. My other kind of negative, but not a negative. It was like there was maybe 1 or 2 slower chapters or part of chapters, but it was because it's building up to something else, and I really wanted to get into what was going, and I was sort of like, I was skimming, but I was like, no, I was reading it. I didn't want to skim it. I don't like skimming. I read each word individually. That's why I'm a slow reader, I suppose. But it did feel a bit slow, and it was only a little bits. But that's might just me because I was itching to get to the next bit, and it sort of slowed it down. I don't know. That's the only little, I suppose, negative you could say. It's just, yeah, there was a couple of bits that seemed a bit slow, but I knew what was coming, so I was like, get through this. A little bit boring, but they did stuff later on. Maybe I suppose that they did stuff later on that they could have said that they just did behind. They just said they did. I don't think it would have really affected you having to experience what they did to do something later on. They probably could have just said, oh, well, they did it, or you're practicing, you're doing it, or I don't know. There's a few things in there that was alright, of what they was doing. I can't talk about it. It was just a bit slow for me. That's it. That's my personal opinion. Bit of a ramble about the slow bit. But yeah, that's it really. That's it. That's my review. I liked it. I thought it was good. As I said, audio book. I think it'd be really good on audio. Buy it on ebook. Buy it on paperback if you want. Like I said, I think it's expensive. Yeah, I liked it. I'm not going to rate books because I haven't read a massive pool of books. I can't really say. But it's good. I'd advise it. So, yes. If you are happy with this review, please like it, comment, subscribe. I appreciate it. Thank you. I've got my new green screen up. I'm improving. Trying to, anyway. Changed rooms again because it was too small in that room. But this is a temporary room. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for listening. Thank you for putting up with my video. Much obliged. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Books and audio books I listen to and read. If it sounds interesting, it's frack my life. Itchy tooth.